Hi Geminis, this is Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and it is time for your new moon in Libra tarot card readings. I announced this in other places, of course, but since Libra is for lovers, I've decided to go ahead and devote both of my storylines in this video to romance. The first for singles and the second for couples. Now, or just anybody who's partnered in any way, shape, or form, okay? And I want you to kind of be pretty loose with those. Some of y'all, you know, when you're in a relationship, only technically, mentally you're somewhere else. Maybe you should pay more attention to the single storyline. Or if you are technically not in a relationship and maybe working on a partnership right now, there's definitely some relating going on and some energy exchange. So the couples reading might end up being the one that works best for you. Now, none of these readings are going to resonate with absolutely everybody out there. Don't force it. If it doesn't sound like it's your message, then go ahead and move along. However, it's important to be aware that some of these things can be very, very fluid. So now that I'm working in past, present, and future, timelines may not sync up perfectly. But if I'm describing a series of events that sounds familiar to you, it's probably a reading that is resonating with you for a reason. Also, when we get into the partnered Gemini readings, be flexible with when I talk about you and your partner as the two entities in this relationship. Sometimes the person who's focusing on, maybe it's you, maybe it's the other person, maybe you switch those roles, however it goes. Now, if you are interested in understanding exactly what's going to be going down with this new moon, check out my Libra Astro Forecast video. It's out there and it's free. We just have like a bunch of amazing transits coming up next week ahead of the new moon, and I want to let you guys know about that. And of course, I'm always willing to accept blessings and donations. You got links below if you want to know where to send those. But this reading is going to cover the period from the new moon on September 28th all the way to the next full moon in Aries, which I believe is about October 13th. So if you want a reading that is specifically tailored to you, and your partner, if you want to. But if you want something that's specific for you, you can find the information below to actually book an online reading with me. I'm more than happy to do that. And actually, give it some time. When you guys are ready, Gemini singles, come to me and we'll see what we can do to get you headed forward again on your love life. Because right now, Geminis, this is Sun, Moon, Rising, maybe your Venus sign. It looks like the collective energy for the singles is that you guys are feeling pretty guarded right now. Okay. This is our first storyline. When I get done with this, I'm going to shuffle up both decks. I'll hit pause and I will deal one for our partnered Geminis. But for those of us, my moon, who are not partnered at this time, I'm going to try not to read this as a personal reading, okay? I'll come back and do that later. But the Nine of Wands. There's definitely a lot of defensiveness. I had this Nine of Cups come up later to kind of clarify what it is that we are blocking ourselves from. Surprise! It's our own happiness. So let's see what we can do to maybe start to handle some of that blockage. I asked what happened in the past to lead us to this date of Nine of Wands energy, because really it can be read different ways. Sometimes Nine of Wands is like, man, there's this thing, I'm really going for the 10, I'm really going for it, and man, I'm tired, but I'm going to keep going. But there's also this Nine of Wands that's just like, nah, man, I'm good right now. I'm good right now. I just built this fence and I'm going to sit behind it for a minute because I got some things to sort out. Those of you who feel like you're resonating with this, chances are you met somebody not that long ago, or you were in a partnership that felt really, really comfortable. It felt like it was stable. It felt like it was exciting. And it was a place where you could kind of ground yourself and begin to grow. All right. But something came along. It was a communication or an observation. Maybe it's some piece of information that cause you to react in a very emotional place, okay? A place of, you might even say, emotional weakness, okay? So you were triggered, Gemini, all right? So something happened. The Page of Swords, this is information or ideas, okay? And you see, I've talked about this before. It's such a ridiculous image, but he's like, got his tongue sticking out. He's about to cut, oh shit. He's about to cut his tongue. I also feel like the fact that his tongue is this close to the sword, typically if the information that you discovered was a lie, that Page of Swords is going to be inverted. But I think right now what this is showing me is like you found something out that you thought to be the truth, and it might not have really been the actual and accurate truth, but it definitely caused some feelings of insecurity. Okay, some loss of emotional control, maybe even a lack of self-esteem. Something came along that kind of took the wind out of that Four of Wands energy. And I feel like it's the expectations that you allowed yourself to build up around that situation that are leaving you really, really guarded right now. Okay, you know how it is. You get your hopes up, you start thinking ahead, the way things could be. You gotta sometimes stop doing that. Okay, because you found something out. I feel like you hurt your own feelings. He's holding the sword and he's got his tongue out. You hurt your own feelings, okay? And that's okay, because it's ultimately a part of this learning process that we're going to. I wanted further clarification on this, and I got the Six of Coins. And the Six of Coins has so many interesting interpretations, but I really feel compelled to rewind about a month ago, a little over a month ago. So right around the beginning of and middle of August, a lot of the readings that I was giving to people around relationships had this Six of Pentacles coming up, because the Six of Pentacles is all about the rate of exchange. What are you giving and what are you receiving from that other person in exchange? And do you feel like that's an equal trade? Okay. So whatever it is that made you feel insecure, that made you feel like you weren't getting enough from this person, or you were giving too much to that person, definitely made you react in an emotional way. So where are you at right now, Gemini? In your head. In your head. In your head. This is the Eight of Swords, and this came up actually in one of the readings that I just did in the last hour or so, and it reminds me of the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about mental healing, and the thing is, that's available to you now. Like, it's possible for you to move away from this mind frame. You've gotten yourself kind of trapped in this way of thinking about it, but it has to do with insecurity, and I feel like you can shake that. Okay, I feel like you can shake that. But right now you're really, really in your head about the thing, and you're blocking your own emotional fulfillment. We got the Ten of Cups reversed. Okay, and actually right after that, the Nine of Cups kind of popped up onto my Nine of Wands. So kind of double confirmation there. Like 9 plus 9 is 18, 8 plus 10 is 18. You are standing directly in your own path to healing, Gemini. So what do you do about it? Get out of your head. Actually, we've got a Seven of Cups reversed, Three of Swords reversed, and the Seven of Staves reversed. Okay, so sevens are about assessment. Okay, they are about looking at where you are in a situation and where you want to be, and tweaking anything that you want to tweak to get to the place you want to go to. All right, so the Seven of Cups inverted is clarity. All right, somehow you're able to pull yourself out of your mind here and begin to see some clarity in the situation, and that's going to make things hurt a little less. It's going to make you feel a little less guarded. It might even feel like it's really time for you to go ahead and bring that guard down. So, advice. Okay, you know I pay attention to the bottom of the deck. All right. Our advice card was the Devil, but then okay, so the Devil is you right now. Okay, you change yourself to this way of thinking. This is a karmic lesson at play. In fact, listen to me. I never received such a very clear, like, download of information about an astrological aspect, like a transit, than I did when I was dealing out this spread for Geminis. Gemini is opposite Jupiter. And I've been singing and dancing, woohoo, Jupiter and Sagittarius, everything's great. Well, I mean, except for the fact that it is opposing whatever it is that you've got in Gemini. Okay. Most of it was dancing back and forth outside of the scope. Like, it wasn't getting near my moon, really. But if any of you guys have a Gemini placement between, like, I say 15 degrees and 20 degrees. I can do the math, okay? Your blessings have come disguised. They just come to you in disguise, okay? So Jupiter's been setting you up for some success, but it's been doing it through some karmic lessons, through putting you in touch with your lower self, okay? This is low vibrational behavior. Okay, insecurities. Geminis, we don't need those, all right? So you're feeling very defensive. You're feeling maybe even a little devalued because of a situation in the past that taught you to just, like, it just really put you on guard as far as how you expect to be treated, okay? And how you want to defend your own self-worth. So all my about the bottom of the deck, just reiterates to me that you are blocking yourself from your own happiness, okay? So 5 of Wands is a block. 5 of Pentacles is scarcity. 5s are all about instability and struggle. Okay. In fact, I never thought about the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is not on the table right now, but the Temperance card is 1 plus 4, and I never thought of it as a 5 card, but it totally is. That was pointed out to me earlier today. Anyways, the 5 of Swords is stop defeating yourself. Okay. Stop defeating yourself. Go ahead and go into your head. Talk to yourself, because that's what we do. We're Geminis. There's like 5 of us in here. Call a conference. Okay, take minutes, assign roles, do what you have to do, okay? But you got to talk to yourself about the defenses you have up right now and why you have them up. Are they something that you really, really need? Single Geminis, that's a good thing. I'm going to ponder later, but for now, I got to gather up all these cards, and I'm going to shuffle a new storyline for my Gemini viewers that are partnered. Be right back. All right, guys, so I am back for with a second storyline. This is for our partnered Geminis. Even if you are not in a partnership, if there's one that you're kind of trying to get to work out, this is the storyline for you. I'm just going to go ahead and say one more time. Don't shoot the messenger, boo-boos. Don't go dislike my video if you don't like the message I'm about to deliver, because it's not for all of you. It's not for like everybody here who is a Gemini and in a relationship. Okay, remember, look at your sun, moon, rising, and this time Venus signs. Okay, but for some of you, I need you to have a seat. There's a talk that we have to have about the relationship that you're in right now. Okay, and I think it's a talk that you have kind of already had with yourself. Okay. Maybe it was my Aquarius couple. Somebody else is going through something kind of similar to this. Here's the catch. In that other storyline, there was an interference to the growth of a relationship that was coming from probably from outside. This reading tells me that there is some interference in the growth of your current relationship, and that's just the energy of the relationship itself, and that you're coming to that realization. And I'm really, really proud of you, because if this represents you, this shows that you're really, really open-minded about the way that you're going to move forward. But we got a lot of swords here. Okay, so basically the reason why I say that there's something blocking the growth within this relationship is because we start out actually with this card, and you know how they like to stick because they're very thick. We started with the Ace of Swords, and hiding behind her was the Empress reversed. And so the Empress is a garden in which all of our desires can grow. It is us when we are at our best, when we're self-caring like a mofo. We can nourish other people. We are creative. We're writing poetry. We're singing songs. We're gardening. We're growing things. Okay. The Empress, when she's reversed, she may be smothered. She may be burnt out. She maybe doesn't have all of her needs met. She is not in a state where she can grow. And the Ace of Swords here is the fact that some of you guys know that about the relationship. If you haven't already decided this reading is not for you, and you're still here, you know this reading's for you, okay? And I'm delivering it with extra love because that's what's necessary, okay? All right, I'm here for you guys. It's gonna be okay. All right, so in the past, there was something, like an expectation or an act or like something that you tried to hand to someone, probably to your partner, or that your partner tried to hand to you. Or something that you stated, hey, this is what I need. This is kind of like, I like the term price of admission. It's not the Six of Pentacles, so it's not the rate of exchange, but sometimes I think Dan Savage, the columnist who did like Savage Love for years, talked about the price of admission. When you are in a relationship with somebody, there's just certain things about them, i.e. the way they chew their food, the car they drive. I mean, just things about them that like you're not going to change about them. Can you put up with that? Because that's the price of admission. I think for some of you guys, you stated your price of admission and it wasn't paid. Okay. So you feel maybe like the reason this relationship can't grow, one of y'all can't put up with something that's pretty basic in the other person, I think. Okay. Another interpretation of the Ace of Coins reversed is that some sort of moment or event caused you to lose sense of the value in this relationship. Okay. But however you interpret that, this is a thing that you just got in your boat and rode away from. Okay. You got in your boat, you rode away. You probably tried to think about it in a different way. All right. You went ahead and did ooh, yeah, that boat is broken in half. You did the necessary healing to get the boat across the channel, even though it was leaking water everywhere, okay? So this was not a complete healing process because you didn't completely come to terms with the fact that the price of admission wasn't paid, okay? That you don't, like, this relationship isn't worth to you what you once thought it was. You may feel like you're not worth to the other person what you once thought they were. I got a candle I gotta blow out because it's towards the end. Okay. So past energies. There's some sort of disappointment. Some sort of disappointment. Something that didn't pan out or work out the way that you wanted or expected it to be. But that was kind of, it was like, I want to say almost a deal breaker in relationships. And I feel like you're just kind of like, moving along. We're just going to go ahead and be in the relationship, even if the thing didn't happen. So what this is doing is right now you're feeling a little bit, just all the things that I said about value, okay? The Nine of Coins upright is somebody who is prosperous. She is, she's like the little sister of the Empress, okay? The Empress is reversed here and the Nine of Coins is reversed here. As above, so below. That's the download that I just got on this. As above is the Empress, so below is the Nine of Coins reversed. You don't feel super secure standing on your own right now. And so the thing is, you're willing to assess this. You're Seven of Coinsing this. You're like, okay, all right, well, let me rethink this. Let me be patient with this. Maybe let me do things a little differently now and the outcome will be different. All right. you're really thinking that within this, either within this relationship, you would like to have a blank slate and a fresh start, or, yeah, some of you guys are thinking that you need the fresh start outside of the relationship, okay? That you need to just go ahead and pack up your stuff and go on a new voyage. You don't know what's out there. You don't know where you're heading, but there's the potential for growth where you're headed, okay? In fact, I almost forgot this, but I had a jumper come out with Ace of Coins, okay? This issue, whatever it was in the past that you didn't heal from, is coming up again. It's the Judgment card. It's going to keep coming up until it's answered to correctly, okay? This is someone who hangs up the phone and calls right back. Boop, boop, boop. Hi. Yeah, this is a universe. I was just wondering, click. Boop, boop, boop. Bring. Universe is calling back, okay? This is a lesson that you're meant to learn, and the universe isn't going to shut up about it until you do, okay? So as you're moving forward, I think that clarity emerges. The Seven of Cups reversed emerges, and then the Page of Cups. That this is not... you're not being received in the way that you want, or you're not able to receive emotion from this person. Like, they just don't deliver to you what it is that you need to receive. It's not happening. Your little cup is spilt, okay? It's not a big old cup spilt, but deep down inside your heart, your little cup is spilt, okay? And so after that, we had the Lovers reversed, okay? All right? The Lovers reversed is one of two things: your refusal to make a decision about this situation, or your realization that this is an incompatibility, okay? All right? So the Empress is Major Arcana 3. She's reversed. Like I said before, 6 is a magical number in relationships, okay? Empress reversed plus Empress reversed is the Lovers reversed. The other person might be feeling the same, all right? So advice, I got the 5 of Cups. And then I got the Fool reversed. And then I got the Ace of Cups reversed. And then I got, the Ten of Swords. This deck would not shut up with the advice. I just asked for 5 of Cups, and then I wanted clarifiers, and it just vomited out all these things, okay? You've got to be able to go ahead and start to mourn the loss of the growth that you haven't had in this relationship, okay? Because you will realize that those 3 cups are spilt, but there's still 2 more standing beside you, okay? As soon as you're done mourning this, you're going to be ready to step into love again, okay? But if you don't listen to your heart, if you don't, like, remember I said the Page of Cups is your little cup spilt? Well, your big cup's going to get spilt, okay? Not just like, oh, I'm feeling a little unhappiness, but unhappiness will rain down. If you don't let yourself begin this new adventure, okay? So if you resist the change, it's going to be harder for you. But if you, like I said, if this is not your reading, it's not your reading, okay? But if you stuck through all this, you probably think it's your reading, and you probably know. All right. So again, this isn't everybody out there who's a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus that's in a relationship. But some of you guys need to hear this message today because it just confirms what you already knew. Okay. I love you guys so much. You deserve to Empress. You deserve to grow. All right. So get yourself out on a new journey and you'll be able to do that. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Bye.